Okay, yep, changed the old batters over. Yeah. So yeah, got my drink open and me so I can have something to eat and replenish the batteries here. My personal batteries. So coming down this digger thing or whatever it is. Maybe this is the thing they're looking for out at Mount Bold or something, and suddenly they're going to see, there it is! They packed it down. Maybe whoever's taken it from Mount Bold thought no one would ever look out here. Is that why it just looks like it's abandoned or something? But no, I think it's done. I think it's been used to do this, fellas. Obviously there was a bit of a washout here or something. We'll take a closer look. I know the efficient, we got the old Greg Neville's and his train tracks he's going to love. And if you love trains, surely you've got to love this as well, Surely Greg Neville's can slightly extend himself from bogies and, wagons and whatever, and Tock-H lamps and railway sidings and shunting yards and everything out to something like this. Well, there you go, Greg. And yeah, and we'll check on the we're on clear night portrait, 3 notches down. What about the check out the colour on there? Can it pick up the colour? Okay. Now this looks more promising. As this goes down, and then there should be something like this, but goes all the way down left along next with some veg to the back of it, sort of thing, and then it should go all the way down to the gorge, and there should be some prairies there if we've got it right today. But yeah, maybe that's what it is. A lack of food which leads to a big long rant. I don't. Yeah. Well, when we get to 6 minutes, I'll get into the bars, I think. But yeah, a lot of vineyardage being put in. Yeah, a lot of these places are being eaten up. I suppose it's even worse over in WA. I've heard terrible things from people who've, he also used to live over there and gone back, sort of thing, and they said, I think they were talking about $5,000 fines per tyre or something to go down tracks, and they basically honeycombed out forests, so they look like they're still in their pristine condition until if you go down these tracks, these fineable tracks. I think it's something extraordinary, like $5,000 per tyre fine if you go down this track. And if you walk down them, they're like, you have to go down a couple of kilometres, sort of thing. And then you get to this section like it's a square kilometre by square kilometre, it's a kilometre by a kilometre square grid basically, and it's just totally denuded. So you got these pristine forests, these jarrah and tingle and all that other stuff down there, just being honeycombed out, sort of thing. Saying, oh, she'll be right, she'll grow back, sort of thing. And has anyone actually done the research to prove that it does? Because that sort of research is going to take 25, 50, 100 years, surely. But then again, on the other side, there's people like me trying to work out what the situation is so you can actually have faster, more rapid, more colourful growth. So you could actually, re-veg a place very quickly. You can, amp up or ramp up the whatever's going on in the normal ecology, so that you can have accelerated growth, and then you can just like flip the switch to slow down mode to back to normality, sort of thing. So you can have a very rapid growth to re-veg one of these square kilometre grids, and then you flip a biological switch where it just slows down to the normal standard. Or is that a doomsday scenario where they flip the switch and it just keeps slowing down, and then biology just comes to an absolute stopper? One of these the trouble with lichen sort of novels. It starts with a little novel idea and then just sort of keeps expanding on it until you get to, phenomenal consequences of a little thing, sort of thing. So, yeah, I think this is it, fellas. I'm not sure, but I think it is. It's a much better approach than the last one was. So we come in the path, turning left, and we got a whole heap of veg on the other side of the path, and this should just go straight down to the gorge. And we're almost at 6 minutes, but I'll wait till we turn the corner and maybe have a bit of a vista. So finally prove there are some brave valleys down here. And end of last day's trip almost made me out to be a liar, sort of thing. Which I'm sure by now you know I'm not. Can't stand kind of bad lies, which is why I'm going to have a decent rant about Stuart McPherson and what happened on the 13th of January and what's happened very recently with his so-called giant Nepenthes expedition and Nepenthes Attenborough. I think they're preparing and putting out a bit of a cover story, Little old cynical me saying I've almost been here before with my Carnivorous Plant Society. Some of the things I used to get up to. 6 months down the track, the penny would drop me there. Hang on, what did you say? That doesn't quite add up. A bit like, but aren't the subscriptions supposed to pay for the bulletin? How come we can't afford the bulletin? Because what they weren't telling you is that the subscriptions were drying up. And then, of course, you got to ask the question, why are the subscriptions drying up? What's gone wrong? And the only thing I can put it backtrack it to is there was some stuff up with the Donald Snell book. And I said my one's got a different date on mine. Mine's everyone talks about 2002, but mine's a 2001. So, and from that wording in the CPN about, Donald Snell raving on about how good they got rid of all the spelling mistakes and lovely footnotes in it, and my copy, there's spelling things right through the whole thing. There's great big blank spaces at the bottom of the page where you think footnotes would be, and I'm thinking, so basically is the Stuart McPherson compilation version, which I thought that was terrible. I thought that was sacrilege, actually. Stuart McPherson. So I thought that's also an indicator thing. He wasn't magnanimous enough to actually just let Donald Snell have his name on the book on Sarracenia. He had to have his name on there as well, and I'm thinking, yeah, there's a bit of an ego there associated with the old stew and dumplings, I reckon, and he can't switch it off. And this thing with the Nepenthes Attenborough that's happened recently in the last week or so on Facebook, furtherment to the thing that happened around the 13th of January, I think they're engineering a cover story. Now, I think that's what it is. They're engineering a cover story to say why they can't find the giant Nepenthes Attenborough in the wild. It looks like they're running two stories. One, there are smaller forms out there, and so if you ever find a small one, it must be one of the smaller forms. So this is going to go on for a few years until someone twigs, or maybe they'll twig faster because I'm